What's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. I wanted to quickly thank everyone for the comments on the last video. I got received a little bit better than I thought it would, just because I'd been gone for so long. It's kind of funny, I went on a little binge for some of my older videos and started watching them. I was like, wow, look at that guy. He looks like he's really passionate about what he talks about. And it was kind of a wake-up call for me, so I hope to re-engage and retune to that person the way that guy used to be. So, this is going to be my second video. It's going to be on Taranor Guard. I'll get more into this video later. The major video I'm working on this week, earlier this year, Epic 7 expressed, or Smilegate rather, expressed their desire to basically get into tournaments and e-gaming, or esports with Epic 7 PvP. So we're going to look at that and look at esports in general and kind of see what Smilegate is going to need to accomplish if they're serious about that, and how they've been going about it up till now, which hasn't been so successful. But that'll be a topic for that video, so look forward to that. So right now, we're going to start talking about Taranor Guard. So I know a lot of you guys, you're probably going to be like, well, we already know Taranor Guard's pretty useful. And if you're a newer player, hey, stick around. Taranor Guard, even to the veterans, is actually more useful than a lot of the veterans themselves actually know, which is interesting here, and I got kind of keyed into it. Shout out to Bryce Be Nice. He shared with me a build, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, a lot of you guys already use Taranor Guard as far as Wyvern goes, and that's fine and good. He's probably the god, honestly, of Wyvern. However, there's some stuff that I think I should bring to your guys' attention. So, why invest in a 3-star hero versus, say, you can get a 5-star that's omni-powerful for most things, right? Well, the thing about Taranor Guard is, since he starts off as a 3-star unit, he's initially cheaper to invest in, as you see here. The total resources to get all of his skills up, assuming you want to go all the way with them, you know, it's just 8,100 Stigma, 288,000 gold, 36 Mysterious Flashes, which is significantly cheaper, and if you notice, does not use Molagoras, which are a very precious commodity in the game. And then also, once you get down here, there is a cost to awaken a lot of his skills. So Frost Runes, Dream Circuits, a little bit more expensive, Rengar Student IDs, and more runes here, more Frost Runes. But trust me, it is well worth it. Now, the ones... Actually, I'll give you 2 skills I want you guys to pay attention to here. Once you upgrade this all the way, his 2... Dual attack, increased chance of dual attack, which is fine and good. Combat readiness of all allies increases by 25%. And the caster is granted increased attack whenever a dual attack is triggered. So keep that in mind for the videos I'm going to show you guys later. And then also... his ultimate, combat readiness, absorbs combat readiness by 40%, which is huge. And of course, the big decreased defense on skill 1 here. Now, you're gonna see him in a video. I'll go ahead and load it up here. So this is the initial build, and if you notice, the attack's only 2908, which isn't that huge. It's also going to show you the set bonus and the stats. The most important thing with Taranor Guard is his effectiveness, as you can see being highlighted here. And then we're going to show you a little bit of the artifacts that people are using as well. Allow the video to catch up a bit. And this is going to be the team I'm going to show you the video with. So you see Tam there. Tam's one of them. She has the tome that basically increases combat readiness after using a non-attack skill. He's got Uber's Tooth, so that's additional damage after hit. But of course, these were alternates. If you didn't have Uber's Tooth, you can use that Victor's Flag on him as well. Basically anything that's going to either increase combat readiness or damage. We're also going to be using Raz, the upgraded version of Raz. He's going to be tanking a lot. That's why you show all the... You can use Proof of Courage, basically anything that's going to make him more tanky. And of course, Kitty Clarissa here with Strat Gauntlet. To be honest, Strat Gauntlet, that's effect resistance. Not necessarily the greatest for what we're going to show you here, but There's other things you can use. Moonlight's Vestige, as he's highlighting here. That gives the group effect resist. More of a group buff. You can use her as a group buff. And all these other artifacts. There's also the one that increases crit chance for everybody. Just in case you're starting out in the game and you've never really gotten to 5-star artifacts and the like. So, and you can see the stats and the set bonuses. You know, if you're very curious about that, just rewind the video and check that out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the actual fight here. So what this is one of the bounty missions with Brutal Ferris. And you can basically, with this combo, take him from 100% to 0% without even asking your friends, which is gonna end up getting you more reward. Let me get some battle music up here. And if you notice, the amount of times that dual attack is triggered, because Roz has a guaranteed dual attack on his 2 that you can burn. Normally I think it's a 4-turn cooldown, but it goes to 2 turns. Taranor Guard needs to keep defense breakup as much as possible. And whenever Tamaron is in her idle form, whenever she uses her 1, she triggers a dual attack from the person with the highest attack, which in this case is going to be Taranor Guard. Now you see how the combat readiness keeps going on that left side there. Now Kitty Clarissa, if you don't have her, her ultimate basically puts her in like meow form or whatever the hell it's called. And then every time she does her 1, she triggers a dual attack. So you can see with all these dual attacks constantly triggering. Basically, it's almost not letting him take his turn. He's still going to get combat readiness out. But if your team's powerful enough here, you see the combat readiness just jumping every time. Now, the thing about this boss is, once he takes 11 turns, he's pretty much going to wipe you unless you had some type of invincibility for a turn or 2. However that would work, which there are heroes that do that, of course. But it's a one-shot, and no matter how well geared you are, etc. He just, I forget what he hits for, but something dumb, like 110,000. Whatever the hell, at least when he does it to me. But as you can see here, they're just cycling over and over this combat readiness buff that just keeps going. Now, whenever... what's making this team work is a couple of things. Every time there is a dual attack triggered, Taranor Guard's 2 is increasing the combat readiness of his entire party. Cameron's focusing the heals. Roz, he's keeping up a defense buff and tanking. Because on occasion, the boss is going to do an AoE as well. But you can see they're just cycling over and over and over, and then combined with the artifacts, look at that combat readiness just go crazy, right? So, now there are things that can still screw this up. If you're not getting the defense down proc, for instance, even if you're abusing the combat readiness as much as they are here, he's still probably going to take the 11 turns unless you have like a significantly harder hitting group. And as you saw earlier, Taranor Guard, he's not even over 3k attack. So some of you longtime veterans, you know, you could see yourselves probably doing this a little bit faster. But so this combo, you can do a similar thing with Dragon, although the problem with Dragon is you really, Dragon 13, Wyvern 13 rather, you really need 4 ice units, but there's guides and stuff to do that, and Taranor Guard can definitely help you in that dungeon. Now, I was also told, although I haven't seen a video on it, this same exact combo can be used on one of the other bounty hunts. Although the name of the boss is actually escaping my mind. But you guys, if you have this combo of heroes, which unfortunately I do not have Tamarin, I have the others, but I am still working on Roz's specialty quest. But you pretty much get the picture by now, right? So go ahead and let you guys see this, and I'll keep talking while we do. Now, just to clarify some of the other skills, whenever Tamarin is an idol, her 1 dispels buffs, which is pretty good, along with triggering dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Her 2 is also useful because it increases in idle form, it increases the combat readiness of everyone on the team by 30%. So that's another mechanic in this that you can get more combat readiness to go here. And then Raz, if you're in a pinch, he can put up AoE defense buff for everybody. As well as when you burn his 2, the cooldown on his 2 goes down to 2 turns, I believe it is. So you're triggering dual attacks that much more often. Kitty Clarissa, her ulti pretty much makes it so that her 1, you'll only be using her ulti and her 1. Her 1's going to trigger a dual attack from the ally rather, with highest attack. I would speed this video up for you guys if I could, but unfortunately with OBS, in order to capture a video, they won't let you do it unless you manually insert it into the capture, so I got no control over the speed here, unfortunately. But I bet a lot of you guys didn't know that this was even possible, to 100% to 0%. Boss by yourself, and at the end of this, I believe you get 5 of the whatever the currencies, Carl. There's so many currencies in this game, but basically the bounty hunt currency, so that you'll get that much faster to the right side, so you can all get your rewards, including the Molagoras and the golden transmute stones, etc. So hopefully this will spur the creativity. There's a couple times where he was saying he got in trouble. This is Bryce Be Nice that did this. He got in trouble and could have possibly died because either Raz got too low, or they weren't dispelling enough of the buffs, or defense break was not up as much as he wanted it to be up. Because there is an innate resist. I don't know if you guys know the resist mechanics, but basically everybody, no matter how much effectiveness or, you know, if you're advantage, elemental, etc., everyone pretty much has at least a 15% chance in most cases to resist any type of effect that can be put on. Now that's modified, of course, by if you have immunity buff, or in many cases we experience it, especially in Abyss, where the boss just ignores the rules of the game and you're like permanently debuffed, or this debuff always lands no matter what. In cases like that, it's a special case, but Taranor en Garde is also very useful on certain Abyss stages with this similar teams. Sometimes Abyss stages, they're very specialized, so you guys know how let me get some more music going. You know, sometimes you really need a certain hero that has a certain debuff or a certain some type of effect to go off to nullify the boss, or if you happen to be very lucky and have a Spectre Tenebria, well, then you're pretty much gonna GG most PvE content in this game. I wish I had her. But isn't this a cool combo, though? I was blown away when I saw it, because I remember I'd fought these guys a couple times, but the most I'd ever done, my my water team is actually my strongest. Or actually, maybe my grass team, but my water team's pretty strong too. So I could take one of these bosses maybe about 40 to 50%. And granted, I'm sure most of you guys have way stronger stuff than I do since I've been off a year. But just the fact that it's possible to 100% a guy even in 11 turns is actually pretty nuts to me. Oh, I hope you guys are finding this useful. Of course, you gotta have the magical combo, although I'm sure there's some other dual attack heroes in the game that you could potentially add. But this is just one of the many combos, or I shouldn't say many, one of the semi-rare combos, I'll put it that way. let you guys check this out until they kill him, just so you know I'm not fibbing. Well, anyways, I'll talk to you guys about my account a little bit. I got lucky yesterday in the morning. I pulled a Elena, which is funny because I was actually showing her off in my first video. Elena, for those who don't know, she's a Soul Weaver that, she's the girl with the harp, if you remember from the story. She puts up AoE invincibility, effect resist buff. Her auto dispels 2 buffs from 2 people, I believe it is. And then she also does a heal that procs whenever they take AoE damage. I believe it's once every turn or every 2 turns, something to that effect. I got her in her 40s right now. I think I'm gonna build her because she seems like she'd be pretty good for PvP, but my focus right now is actually to get Adventurer Ross to 50 and then also Doris to 50 so I could start their specialty quests, and then after that, depending on who I have, in case I get more and another ML5 or something, some real useful character, I'll decide who I'm gonna 6-star after that. I've gotten Bloodblade up to 60. She just needs some more fine-tuning. Lots is at 62, but unfortunately he does not have a really good artifact for me to use him in PvP. He has Tangahals, but Tangahals is only at like level 27, so I gotta get another one before I can fully charge it. But anyways, there was that video, guys, so let me replay real quick, if you guys wanted to see. What the gear was again. So Bloodblade's getting there. I forget the name of the other artifact, but it was Luluka's artifact. If I get that for A-Lots, it basically he could use his 2 every turn, because it's something that reduces cooldowns on skills, but I forget exactly why. I think it was like if you take damage. There's something to that effect, so I'm working on. And this is just going over, once again, stats and what was actually equipped on these guys. And some alternative suggestions in case you don't have what is shown here. And when in doubt, guys, if you're finding a boss like this, your DPS can always use the Daydream Joker, which adds an additional 3%. Usually life damage on most things. It might not work on some bosses, because some bosses are immune, but in general, that's a good low-budget thing. I've actually started building my 4th one. It's my dream one day to just cheese some boss by having literally everyone with a Daydream Joker just to speed up farming. It's cheesy, but it's funny. As soon as this is done, though, I'll let you guys go. I already told you the topic of my next video. If you guys got any topics you want me to cover, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. Ew. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah. Really good to hang out with you guys again. I'm having a lot of fun, so take care. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.